Hello, beautiful Sag. This is Mary Ellen coming to you from Moonrise Cottage for your July 2018 Soul Tarot reading. It's a big month. Look at those cards. A lot of journeying. And what Spirit is talking about is the coming to fruition. You've been on a journey for the last year of awakening in order to acknowledge and utilize the love energy. Spirit's talking to me about Sagittarius being the fire sign energy that is the embodiment of love energy. That is the battle, so to speak. I am just enthralled with the way the journey is going forward. As you know, it's a big month. Mercury is going retrograde on the day of the full moon when there is a solar eclipse. And we have the first solar eclipse coming through on the 12th of July, on the day of the new moon, a new beginning. And so as we look at the cards, we see all the prospects for that and what the outcome will be. There is a very deep journey. You are deepening your journey. You are going through another transformation. And the Queen of Battle is here to help you with that. So let me toggle over and say hi, and we'll jump into the cards. Hi, everyone. Hey, welcome. Thanks for being here. I love being here with all of you. It feeds my soul in a way that is just, oh gosh, Spirit's talking about the way in which your presence enlivens and deepens my own journey. So I'm very grateful for that. If you have any questions, if you want to be in touch with me, all the information about Moonrise Cottage and what's going on here, and it's a lot because I have a fire sign rising. So I too am going through a deep transformation in the aspect of my being with which I meet the world, the rising sign. It's incredible what's happening here. And my website is moonrisecottagesoultarot.com. Go check it out. I'm inviting everyone to go to the website, join the live stream community that is building. It is that community that is helping my process move forward. And I would love to have all of you there with me. The change that's happening here is that I'm finally going to begin to have group visitations and individual visitations to Moonrise Cottage so that you can have a sacred journey into the depth of the mystery that brought this place into being in order to have your own purpose be accompanied and have some assistance as you shift and change and evolve. The link for the website is on the landing page. Photo, just click it. It'll take you right to the website. You can book your readings, distance healing, all the things I have to offer. There's always a link right below the video in the description box. Okay, so let's jump in. For those of you that don't know, I use the beautiful Celtic Wisdom Tarot deck developed by Caitlin Matthews. It's out of print and it is challenging to find it. One of my subscribers just found a deck and sent it to me, which was what a beautiful, loving act. Thank you for that, universe. The cards that I have, I use them so much, they're beginning to degrade a little bit. So it's nice to have a new deck, and I just want to express my gratitude for that. The first card that comes out over the top of the reading as I do my meditation and ask for the messages, I always ask my spirit guides, well, what do you want to talk about this month? Spirit saying, I'm asking about what's on the menu. It's true. This is what came out. Look at that. So the theme of the reading is the beautiful, mystical, feminine energy of deep soul journeying into the mystical realm, assisting with the battle of our human nature to go very deep and discover ourselves in that way. So I want to give you the opportunity to look into the cards while I review the text for you about this notion. So in the realm of feminine energy, the Queen of Battle is a woman who has become very wise by the experience of her days. She's very sharp and analytical, intelligent, and she has autonomous and independent power. She's very keen. She is fair. She has wisdom. She is a wisdom holder. She has someone who's overcome many obstacles. She has very strong ethical principles, and she's dedicated to the notion of personal liberty. And, just as a little teaser ad, look who she's looking at. To the right, there is another sacred goddess. And we see the notion of the new moon. The opening of the portal for you this month takes you very deeply into the liberation of your personal being, but most especially in the mystical realm within your being, coming to a place of maturity with the love energy with which you do battle in this realm. So Spirit is talking with me about you as the warrior, the fire sign warrior of the love element. It's beautiful. So this is the Morrigan, known as the Great Queen, the goddess of battle and catabolic change. She assumes the shape of a crow or a raven with her two sisters. And she is the spiritual mate, in a sense, of the great male god Dagda. And it is her journey that brought the destination that was meant to come of the sacred lands in Ireland. She can overcome all obstacles because of her incisive power. She brings about transformation by dealing with all that is stale and ripe for change. Her presence here brings forward the question for you about what is the situation in your own self, your own being, Spirit says, in which you are being called to make an independent stand or bring change. It's a phenomenal assistance, Spirit says, from the spirit realm. A very, very mystical month. You're going very deep into your heart chakra energy in order to bring forward the destiny that is meant for you. Spirit's talking about the eclipse season of last year. So go and check out the videos on my channel that have to do with that. In general, there are some readings about the eclipses, and there are some readings about your journey through the eclipse. So the very next card, the aspect under which you stand in your being guided by this mystical journey, on this mystical journey, by the Queen of Battle, is a major arcana card, sacred male energy. So again, the joining of the yin-yang in order to have this destination, Spirit's calling it, that is meant for you because of eclipse season and the fact that there are a lot of planets in retrograde, and Mercury is going retrograde on the day of the full moon solar eclipse on the 27th. So please go look at your astrology. It's really important this month that you understand your particular journey. So, Sag, this is the keeper of harmony. This is your aspect, the way in which you stand in yourself in these days of catabolic change. It's beautiful. Creating a strategy in your life and being able to enact it and move forward, that's why it's male energy, right? All people, doesn't matter how your sexual assignment is described by you to others, Spirit says, we all have this in us. It's a yin-yang of the energy flow that we are learning from, that we are utilizing and mastering. And so you come into the realm of the keeper of harmony, the strategy with which male energy moves the notion of harmony into a central position inside of yourself. And look at the leaves, it brings new growth. While you are moving forward through this period of catabolic change, coming through the portal, which is the feminine aspect. It's stunning to me. The very first card on the human realm, another male patterned energy, and another beautiful major arcana card. This is the Hermit, the one who goes really deep to have a sacred journey of its own and be in touch, literally in every moment, the Spirit's saying, with the sacred realm, and who becomes a touchstone of truth in his own right, Spirit says, within the male pattern of the energy that's coming forward, coming through the portal of the sacred goddess, the triple goddess, actually, is what the text is, the notions that are coming forward from the text about the Morgan. It's about the triple goddess. Okay? So there you are. That is the counselor of truth. On the day of the solar eclipse, on the new moon, you move forward into this position in your life. It's about being a touchstone of sacred truth within your own being because you've had your own journeys. And now you stand ready to receive all the bounty of the work that you have done. Stunningly beautiful, Sag. The very next card, and the indication of the movement of your energy through these things that are being spoken about, is another major arcana card. That is stunningly beautiful to me. And that is the balancer. In the traditional tarot, that would be the Justice card. Here we're talking about the balancing of your energy because you've become the touchstone of truth in your own life. It's phenomenal. And, you know, the balancer of energy, you know what? I'm saying it wrong. I apologize. It's the balancer of harmony. And the balancer of harmony is standing right below the keeper of harmony. It's phenomenal. The way the energy is flowing through your being, Spirit says, is very, very deep this month and is meant to complete a cycle of change that you've been on since last year when we were having this discussion about how it feels to be in the world with all of the negative things that come into your psyche because of what's happening and the news and all of the fighting and the upheaval. It brings you a lot of pain. And you've been going through this catabolic change. It's the end of a cycle and the beginning of something new. And the notion that the balancer of harmony supports the keeper of harmony. And if you look all the way up that column, we see this incredible card called the Elopement of Art. It's about releasing that to which you have been bound against your desire. So that center column, along with all the other things that are going on, really important. When you come to balance, when you take the love energy that you feel and you bring it into a central position in your being, and Spirit's talking about within the vows that you make to yourself that you may never speak about, that is the result. You are liberated from that which has held you hostage in a sense. So there's another notion, and it's the outcome card, and it's about transformation. So next to the beautiful balancer, and you know what? Let me show you the card. I almost forgot. Sorry about that. There it is. Okay. Feminine energy, catabolic change, being split down the middle and resewn in order to stand in the energy flow and the winds of change that are coming to you in a very solid, balanced way within the notion of the touchstone of truth, the counselor of truth, the hermit, who looks directly into this card in the reading. Spirit's talking about seeing your own path forward. So next to that, standing underneath the beautiful Morrigan, the goddess of catabolic change, we see the foundation of art. You're coming into a new foundation within yourself this month, Sag. And again, Spirit keeps talking in the background about the beautiful, the notion and the energy pattern of the heart chakra with which you are engaged because of your energy set point as a Sag. Look at that. That's about being a sacred student of the mystical realm. You're going really deep, Sag. And you see the stone on the heart chakra? Isn't it interesting given the messages that are coming through? So this is about being a student of a certain lineage. It's about coming to the foundation of the spiritual arts. And so what people used to do in the old days is go into a sacred hut that would plunge them into darkness. They would stay in there for 24 hours. And in those 24 hours, they would communicate with the sacred realm. They put a stone upon their hearts to keep them awake. And when they were emerging from that place, they would then sit at the feet of the master and have a discussion and write poetry about the journey that they had had And you see the fronds coming in from the mystical realm. So, again, another piece of that notion of there's a lot of energy coming through because of the eclipse. Obviously, there's a portal opening. We have Uranus stationed, so all the fire signs are ignited in this moment. That's the purpose of all the transformation that I've been talking about for a long time. Spirit says, you're in your moment now. You're going in deep. And when you emerge, you will be on your way to mastering this part of your nature in order to wield it here in the world. Incredibly beautiful. The bridge card is a notation of the portal through which you are going on this journey. And it is another major arcana card. So look at the array of major arcana cards in this reading already. On the day of the new moon, when we have a solar eclipse on the 12th of July, you are literally going to pass through. If at all possible, set aside some time for yourself. You're going very deep in order to bring forward the catabolic change that is meant to be a gift for you because of who you are. And there we see the beautiful portal that the Morrigan brings. That's the bridge card that ties your spiritual journey to your human walk. There's another notation of shamanistic journey. The Celtic peoples believed that the soul resided in the head. That is why we see this kind of depiction in this deck. There's the portal, the feminine energy deep into the mystical realm, in order to bring forward not only new growth, but liberation. And it is about the liberation of your devotion to your spiritual life and to that which you know inherently inside of yourself. Your soul journey and your human walk are very closely aligned because of the opening of the portal. And of course, in that way, as we've been talking about catabolic change and shift and balance and going really deep on the spirit realm, it's about this adventure that you're experiencing here on the earth. The first card in that line is an adventure card, the adventure of art, the spiritual arts into which you become initiated for this new foundation. And there's the turning of destiny. There's no question in my mind where you're going, Sag. That's about the vibration that Spirit talks about through me all the time. So the vibratory instrument of your soul is about to go on an adventure to recapture something that is needed for the journey forward. That's a harp. That young man had to recapture this instrument that was taken from him in a battle. And what he did was raise his own vibration, and Spirit's talking about through his voice because he's a cantor, a singer, a poet, and so he went to the place where this was being held hostage, and he simply activated himself. There was no violence. That's why Spirit's talking about, always through me, know that you are your purpose. Know that your particular energy set point, which inherently means a vibration, because we are all here beings of energy, in a sense. This moment starts you on a new adventure to go deeper into that and recapture another piece of your vibratory essence simply by being who you are. He went to the enemy encampment in the night, hidden, a very deep hidden journey. And you know what? I believe the full moon eclipse is in your 8th house. Go look, Sag. You're going deep, way into the mystical realm for a significant shift and change, like he had to do. He had to find himself in those moments, sing the songs, recite the poems, let the vibration flow out of him. And what happened was the instrument vibrated in response, rose through the air, and literally floated back to him. And he picked it up and he went home. The Spirit's saying, that's the story this month about your journey. It's beautiful. So, the elopement of art. I love it that we have the adventure of art, and then the adventure of art is a number 4 card. The elopement of art is a numeral 8. There's a lot of rapid progress going on. This card is about two people who went on an adventure to find some treasure. It's something that kind of happened to them spontaneously. They ended up following a spirit. Sorry, I'm hesitating because Spirit's talking to me. Spirit's talking about, they found kind of a treasure map. They heard the story about all this treasure. So they decided to go check it out. They found this golden bowl in the basement of a castle, right? And they climbed up on the platform thinking, well, we're set for life now. And guess what? They got stuck to it. They put their hands on it and they could not move. The river of life flows around them. They can't join it. And you see that woman? She's looking at the river. She's very sad. She's upset. She's thinking, oh my God, she's having a transformation of her own. And the gentleman is just looking at the bowl going, oh my God, what happened to me? Really mystical moment. You are being released from this because your energy is activated. And Spirit saying pure energy was talking to me as the cards are coming about the purity of the love energy that you embody. Having sort of been held hostage, another card that talks about it, right? So eventually they're released. They see the folly of their ways, etc. Something magical is really happening, Sag. To see these two notions bonded together on the spirit realm, I know that there's a giant release happening because of the catabolic change that you are going through as a result of the journey that you've come on to date, Spirit says, and the place in which you are going because of the eclipse. It is what is meant to happen, and then that carries you forward for 6 months because eclipse energy is going to bring us this year in the days of all these retrogrades. That's part of what Spirit's talking about, Mercury's going to retrograde. You might feel stuck. Understand that you are not stuck. We are all being given the gift, of being able to sort of stand still and review while this catabolic change is happening. Be patient. Understand that you are gestating into your new life, literally. And if you look at the center column, we know there's a positive outcome to this. So always look at the columns and the rows and see how the energy pattern unfolds. So the last card on the spirit realm, once you are liberated because of this adventure that you have, and you become unstuck, even when you think you're stuck, things go wrong, Mercury, right? And all the other planets that are in retrograde. That is the rememberer of sacred lore. And again, it's beautiful male patterned energy. And there's the instrument. Again, coming into a place where you are the keeper of harmony in your own life. And your instrument grows and deepens. And you are the rememberer in that way of the sacred lore that you have inside of you and that exists in the cosmos, Spirit says. And you have the capacity to move it forward and begin to utilize this instrument in your life. That's your journey this month. So we have the keeper of harmony in the center of your being and the rememberer of sacred lore. It's an incredible pairing, and I love that both of them are male pattern energy. This is going forward. It's happening in a very mystical way. Let's talk about the outcome. There's the beautiful combat of skill in concert with the Morrigan, the triple goddess of the mystical realm, Spirit says. So, this notion of the combat of skill, it's a really interesting story. Clearly, Spirit is telling you this begins, all the things I've been talking about, begins on the day of the new moon when we have a solar eclipse. Prepare yourself, Sag, because you're going deep. Look at the column on the far right. There's the goddess. You, in your human life, go deep into the sacred hut of spiritual awakening. There is a very deep awakening coming to you because of all the ways we see vibration and balance, touchstone of truth. You're going deep. And when you're liberated and you go through this process as you look at the center row of cards and understand the process you are involved in, you are going to meet the sacred hag. And we've been talking about it. Sag, I've been talking about it for a year, coming through this illusion, understanding yourself and the energy and the love that comes through you. So this is a story about love energy. There we are. You are going to burst through some kind of an illusion and have very rapid progress. It's going to be initiated on the new moon. Set aside some time if you can. And there she is, in control of the water element. That is about love energy, abundance, tranquility, life force energy. Okay? It's going to be a very mystical day. I hope you can set aside some time. If you have the ability, wherever you are, on the 12th or the 13th, go outside and be under the light of the moon if you can. And I don't care if you're in New York City or Singapore, wherever you are, you can still go outside and just let this energy stream into you, because that is what's meant to be happening. It's going to happen anyway, the Spirit says. Okay? So, for those of you that don't know the story, there was a king whose kingdom was running out of water, life force energy, love energy. He sent his best 3 young warriors out. Okay, Spirit's talking to me about the triple goddess. Okay, to meet with the triple goddess, the Morgan that looks into this card. So 3 young men, the triple goddess, each of the young warriors went out in a different direction to try to find water for the kingdom. Each of them came across this woman. She is the goddess of sovereignty. It's given me a literal chill. And asked for the water. She said, sure, you can have some water. I'm happy to share my love energy with you. Right? There was a cost. And the cost was, give me a kiss. So, the fairy tale used to explain the notions we're talking about. And of course, 2 of the young men said, absolutely not, and rode off. And the 3rd young man came forward, purity of heart, said, of course I will give you my love energy. Gave her put his arms around her, gave her a kiss in a very respectful, loving way. And in that moment, all was transformed. Spirit's asking me to pause so that can sink deep into you. There is a great transformation coming to you and your ability to apply love energy and to literally vibrate it. So can you hear my voice getting choked up? So when the messages come through like this in a way that's really strong, it comes through my heart chakra. And it affects me in a very deep way. And then, because we're human, right, the natural effect of that is we get a little some tears. The emotion's so intense, some tears start to well up. It rises through my chakras, right up into my throat, and eventually I start to cry. That's how deep the energy is this month, Sag. It's so beautiful. And Spirit wants you to know about the intense beauty of your vibration, because that's what we're talking about. The intense beauty of your ability to bring all these notions into a central place in your life. Become the keeper of harmony. That is the intention of love energy. And as a fire sign, that's your mission. Spirit keeps telling me, and the cards have been coming out for a long time about this notion. So you're coming into a moment of fruition and a new beginning, all in the same time. And that's what happened in this story. There was a moment of fruition and a new beginning. And when love energy was applied, beauty arose and a lot of new growth sprang forward. So when she got a kiss from this, Spirit's talking about the focus of male patterned energy as an instrument of love vibration, applied to a situation that looks horrific. She transformed, of course, because it's the fairy tale, into a beautiful young maiden. They got married. He became the king, right? All things went forward in the manner that was possible because love energy was applied. Love and respect. And certainly we know how much we need that right now. And Spirit's talking about leadership. The leadership that this brings to you because of your ability and the fact that everyone who's in a leadership position in these days, okay, Spirit's telling me put the card down. Spirit wants to say a few things to you. Everyone who's in a leadership position in these days, Spirit says, has an intense need for love energy. So send it to them, no matter what you think. Put your anger aside, put your frustration aside. Apply love energy to the leaders of this world in which we live. They need that in order to transform. And you have the power to apply that because you are literally a vibratory instrument with a fire pattern, right? Intensity of focus. A warrior. I could go on, but I won't because I think I'm at my time limit. Yeah, it's 30 minutes, so I'm going to stop. But Sag, Spirit wanted me to drive that home, right? It's a continuation and an activation of the tapestry that I've been talking about. And I think there are going to be some more messages that are going to come through now, focusing just on that. So as soon as the moment arrives for that, I'm eager to do it. I'm wishing you a wonderful month, and I'm just so grateful for your existence and the pattern of energy that you bring to this place in which we all live. I'm going to toggle over to the cards. I'll look forward to hearing your journey. Put some messages on the thread. Visit me on the website. I'm looking forward to it. And if you want to come to Moonrise Cottage and you want to be a member of the first group that is meant to come here, what I would like to do is make sure that we have at least one person from each of the astrological set points. So an earth sign, a water sign, a fire sign, an air sign. That's my hope. So that we can activate, Spirit says, the tapestry in real time and begin to work together. So, Sag, have a wonderful month. I'm going to leave you with the cards. Don't forget to leave me some messages. I want to know how you're experiencing this. What do you feel? What is coming through to you? And how is it that you understand your transformation in these powerful days? In the time when, in a sense, we are forced to stand still into these moments because so many planets are in retrograde, so that this can take hold in a very deep way for many months going forward and delivering us into the days of the sacred winter solstice in December. So thank you, Sag. I'll be looking forward to hearing from you. And never forget, you are your purpose.